In the Bible it says that money is the root of all evil. You know, I'm going to tell you something. In Australia we don't have any use for uranium except making money. You understand that?
Yep.
And we're going and money root of all evil. Doesn't mean it's just for us to sell uranium to other people just for the sake of money. We're looking for a lot of trouble. We're looking for a lot of sickness. Righto, 1, 2, 3.
1D.
1D uranium, leave it in the ground.
1D uranium, leave it in the ground.
1D
Uranium, leave it in the ground. 1D uranium, leave it in the ground.
1D uranium, leave it in the ground.
1D uranium, leave it in the ground.
1D uranium, leave it in the ground. 1D uranium, leave it in the ground. 1D uranium,
1D uranium,
1D uranium,
leave it in the ground.
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 1D uranium.
This is a place where people live. This is a town where people live. This is a community where people have families and lives, and none of that, not one bit of that is made better, kinder, richer by radiation.
The Yallourn Uranium Project, which is up the road in my traditional lands, is a place of death. In our Dreamtime stories, that our Dreamtime ancestors met death at Yallourn. And today, they want to dig that sickness up out of the ground and transport it across our country, take it past all the towns, Leonora, Menzies, Kalgoorlie, transport it, process it, send it away overseas to become toxic waste, waste that will remain with us for 1 million years. Are we going to stand for a shifty government introducing nuclear uranium mining in Western Australia? No. So, I, as one of the traditional owners for that region, want to stand up, speak out, seek support from the people of Western Australia, from the people of Australia, from the people of the world, to stop uranium mining on our territories.
As all these people here were just saying, this uranium industry, it all feeds on lies. Please do not fall for these lies. Now, very interesting, this water stuff, hey? It's the most important element on Earth. And if we're going to continue this crazy mining stuff, it's just going to be detrimental to our lives, our future, our environment, and our very well-being, spiritual well-being on this country.
I work with radiation every day. When we take an X-ray, I wear a lead gown to protect my body from the effects of radiation. I've used radiation to treat cancer in children, and unfortunately I see cancer in children not uncommonly. And none of those things are something that you would want to do unless it was absolutely necessary. Now, everyone says uranium's not safe, and it's true, it's not safe. The mining companies say, oh, it's, you know, fairly safe, or there's minimal risk, but they still have precautions in place. The things are all labelled, it's dangerous, and the reason it's dangerous is because, well, for uranium there's two reasons it's dangerous. One is it's a heavy metal, and if you breathe it in, or if you get it into your body by getting it into your mouth and then eating it or swallowing it, which can happen if there's uranium dust around, like if there's an accident, or if you're working on a mine site where there's uranium being mined, or where you're somewhere where there's waste products, gets into your body and it's concentrated in your kidneys. Now, you're born with all the kidney cells you're ever going to have, and so if you kill them off, a bit at a time with uranium and all the other things that are happening to your body, then your kidney cells run out before the rest of your body, and that's when you need to go on to dialysis. In this region, we have, for Aboriginal people, about 100 times the rate of kidney disease of the rest of the country. We cannot meet the need for dialysis already. Why should we add to that? And non-Aboriginal people in this region have probably between 10 and 30 times the rate of kidney disease of the rest of Australia.
An elder who had been a part of the Maralinga and who is still alive, fortunately and miraculously still alive, and she had children who were born with deformities, and their children were born with deformities because the plutonium lives for thousands of years. The radiation lives for thousands of years. So it affected the old girl, was passed down to her children, and their children was passed down to their children. And they've all had cancer, they've all had thyroid, their glands cut out. So this is no joking matter.
In our region, we have among the highest rates of cancer and the worst outcomes of cancer in Australia, which makes it among the highest in the Western world. In some places in our region we have more than twice the rate of birth defects already, and one of those places is the Menzies Shire, where the rate of birth defects is more than twice the national average. Partly that may be due to a lack of folate in the diet because there's poor access to decent food in those areas. But Jujunjara is in Menzies Shire, and the people from Jujunjara are the people from Maralinga. And so we're seeing the intergenerational effects of Maralinga.
And the talk here is if Yeelirrie gets up, that they would truck it and then rail it up the central corridor to Darwin, which is a big problem for a lot of people along that way and for the Larrakia at that end.
If we look at Mary Kathleen in Queensland, if we look at Rum Jungle near Darwin, if we look at Radium Hill in South Australia and so on, we could name every single former uranium mine site or current uranium mine site in Australia. Every single one of them have got ongoing pollution problems, and almost every one of those revolve around water.
So if we get all these uranium mines pulling out 40 million litres a day each, there's not going to be any water left.
Them traditional springs that led a big pathway right through our country, them springs now, some of them are completely dried up. There's one place, 11 springs, nothing, not one left now. Next door you've got the Wama Kadabu, which means like Kadabu is head, Wama snake, so there's a snake, big one there coming up. When I was a kid, our grandfather used to chuck us in there like that and you nearly get spun straight back out the water. Now it's just going bloop, 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 and that's the biggest one, you know, and all these places like that are just, it's really, you know, and all these people have got to be concerned about your water, you know, like say 3 days without water, we're all dead, see?
By listening to all these other people and experts talking about the effects of uranium, and to me, it only says one word to me: kill. You're killing your country by offering it up, killing it and digging it up, killing the animals around it, killing the water, killing the plant, and then you're taking it somewhere and you're killing other people with it.
Leave it in the ground!
One uranium!
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 Leave it in the ground!